Hello everyone, I am Anjana Verma from SIRTE Excellence CS Department. I am going to discuss about object-oriented programming and methodology. The module name is Concept of Classes and the property is encapsulation. In first lecture, we will discuss about concept of object-oriented programming. Now, what is object-oriented programming and what are the concepts of object-oriented programming? You can say that the term object-oriented programming approach based on the object and classes. There are 5 characteristics we can say in object-oriented programming, or the components of object-oriented programming are classes, objects, encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. The lower 3, encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. These 3, you can say the properties or pillars of object-oriented concept. And object and classes are the tool where we use these properties. Now, first we will see what is a class. These 5 characteristics we will see one by one. First, we will see classes. Classes means way to represent complex structure, which is having 2 components, data or behavior. Data and behavior. Data means static properties, you can say, or you can say the values of that class. And behavior means the functions or method which is interacting or which actions are to be done on the data. If you want to create a class diagram, because everything is very much visible, or you can say the easy to understand, if we put things in the form of some diagram. So UML diagram, UML means Unified Language Modeling, in which we make different type of diagram. If we make or create a class diagram, there are 3 rectangles. First rectangle, in top rectangle, we put class name. In second rectangle, we put all the properties, or we can say the static attributes, which cannot change easily. And the third rectangle, we put functions or behaviors, or you can say operations. For example, student is a class, circle is a class. This is the class diagram of, this is the class diagram of student. This is the class diagram of circle. Student class has 2 attributes, student name and student grade. Attributes means the properties which is correlate with the class. Okay, because name of the student is very much important, and grade means related with the education. Now, the functions are get name. How will you input name? With the help of this function get name, and you want to print grade with the help of print grade function. If you want to calculate grade, you can put another function here, calculate grade. Okay. Now, circle is also a class having 2 attributes. What is the color of circle? What is the radius of circle? And to give input or add radius, we have to use get radius function. And if you want to calculate area of circle, then you have to implement get area function. I think you got the point. Class is a structure complex entity, you can say, which is having data members and member functions. Two things. Okay. Now, what is an object? Object is an instance of a class. If I will tell you in previous this slide, student is a class. Now, what is the object of a student? Means that every student of class, you can say the object of a student. Reena is an object of this class. Seema is object of this class. Aftab is also object of this class. Like this, car is a class having properties like year, in which car make, what is the make, what is the model of. Okay, this is a class car and these are the attributes of class. Now, what functions you can put here? Car can run, you can drive car. Okay, you can get petrol in car. Means the verbs are, you can see the behavior. Now, what is an object? Instance of a class. You could think a class as a description or concept. Class means you can say the concept or a format of entity. You can say logical. But if you talk about the object, means real, physical entity of that class. Car is a class, but if you will say Camry is an object of class. Car is a class, you can say Benz is an object of class. Means every car has common properties like year of car, make of car, model of car, color of car, wheels on in car. Okay, these are the same things, but in every object, these things are different. In every person, if we say person is a class having attribute, height, weight, color. Every person has height, weight, and color. But if I say Anita, having different color, having different age, having different weight, means the object has different color, different attributes, but have that same attributes. Same attributes with different values, you can say. I think this is good. Okay. Now, I think you got what is an object. Object is an instance of class. Object is a real entity of class, physical entity of class. And class means the common characteristics or group of object. You can say it is a structure, it is a format by which you can say that the class is having attributes and class is having behaviors. And class means the concept, the format, logical entity. Object means reality, description, physical entity. Car is a class, but you can say Camry is an object of class car. Got my point? Okay. Now next is encapsulation. As we have seen object and class, all things we were to in this two things. These are the properties and these are the properties. Encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. And these properties work on this class and this object. Now we will see the properties. Encapsulation is a property of object-oriented concept. What is an encapsulation? Wrapping of data and functions that operate on data into the single unit. Means wrapping of data means attributes and functions. We can say the encapsulation property. And you can show this encapsulation property with the help of class. Encapsulation means many things we encapsulate in one unit. In real life, you can see, you have seen the capsules. In these capsules, there are different mixture of medicines. Like this is also the same. Wrapping means in one unit, you wrap data members, attributes, and function is the encapsulation property, which you can implement with the help of class. Having class name and attribute means name grade and functions means behavior. Now the next property is inheritance. Normally in English, you know that what is an inheritance? The property of parents will be seen in child. You can say inherited from the parent. The same thing is here. Inheritance means the capability of one class. Here we will do all talks, all properties in the concept of class and object. The inheritance is a capability of one class of things to inheritance capability or properties from the other class. Inheritance is a way to reuse the things. Means the superclass properties inherit in subclass. You can say base class properties inherit in derived class. You can say parent class properties inherited in child class. Properties inherited means class has two things, data members and functions. If you can access data members and function in subclass, you can say inheritance is here. Okay. Now, for example, vehicle is a class, superclass, having some properties. What properties? Vehicle means moving, transportation. You can say vehicle. So vehicles are two types, automobile vehicle, which is driven by the motor, and pulled means rickshaw, tanga, which is driven by the person or any animal. Having the same property, you can transport by the automobiles or by the pulled. Both things you can transport. Means having the property of vehicle, and this property is superclass property. But with that superclass property, it is having its own property. Means what? Automobile driven means it is having motors. It is running with the fuel and this and that. Like this is also having the property of vehicle, means it can do transport, but its own property. If it is cart, so it is driven by the, you can say any animal, and if it is rickshaw, driven by a person. Means bus has property of automobile, means motor driven, because superclass of bus is automobile and superclass of automobile is vehicle. Vehicle means you can transport with the help of bus. Means with bus, it is having the property of superclass, that is automobile, motor driven, and it is also having the property of superclass. But it is having its own property also, that is the bus has more than 4 wheels, 8 wheels. The bus has 40-seater, 50-seater like this. And other side you can see a car is also mobile, automobile. Car has the all property of automobiles. Automobiles means car is also motor driven, and car is also having the property of vehicle, as well as it has its own properties, having 4 wheels, steering wheels, 5 passenger can sit, this and that, and audio, video, all things which are provided by the car manufacturer. I think you got the point. You can see the another example of bird. Bird is a superclass. Bird means it can fly. It is chordates, having spinal cord. Okay. The duck is The duck is also a bird, means it is having the properties of bird. All property, having spinal cord, it can fly, it is chordate, but it is having its own property, that webbed feet. It can swim also. Okay, and the property, if property is webbed feet, and with the webbed feet, it can swim. Behavior is swim. Okay, means duck has property of bird because it is the subclass of bird. Means it inherited, duck inherit all the properties of bird, and it is having its own property is also. So you can see this reuse. This is a very, very good property of inheritance, means you can reuse the superclass things. If you make functions or if you make attributes, create attributes in superclass, you can use these attributes again in subclass. Means we are doing reusability. We are reusing the characters, properties, and functions of superclass. When you see the new model of car, suppose new model has come of Swift. So what do you think? Each and everything is created or manufactured for Swift new model again and again? No. The old model of Swift, 90% things are used in the new model. Only 10%, or you can say 3%, are new and different. So we can say this is the new model, means the new model is inherited from the old model, having the properties of all, not all, but more of the properties of old model, as well as it is having its new properties also. This is, you can say, inheritance. Now, next property is polymorphism. Polymorphism means ability for a message of data to be processed in the form more than one. Means with one ability, you can show the things in multiple forms with the help of multiple inputs. Shape is a property, draw is a property for shape. If you draw a triangle, so you have to input length and half of the triangle angle like this. If you want to draw a rectangle, then you have to input length and breadth. If you want to draw a circle, you have to input radius. Means with one property, you can draw the different things. You can see different forms with the help of different inputs. Poly means different, many, you can say, not different, sorry. Poly means many, morph means form. For example, carbon has multiple, many forms. What are the polymorphs of carbon? You can see the coal is also form of carbon. You can see the graphite is also form of carbon. And you can see diamond is also the form of carbon. These are the polymers of carbon. Means one thing can be shown in the different form if you give different input or if you bond them differently. Okay, I think we have seen multiple properties of the object-oriented concepts, which are encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. And then you can see these are the pillars. Any language have these three pillars, then you can see the language is object-oriented. If one thing is there, suppose class is only there, so you can't say it is object-oriented language. Fully object-oriented language means it supports polymorphism, it supports inheritance and encapsulation. Then you can say the language is object-oriented language. And these two characteristics, these two components, class and the object, they are the main feature. On these features, these three properties are working. So for today, the object-oriented concept, I think you got my point. In next session, we will see the next topic of object-oriented concept. Till then, goodbye.